Hello, I'm PS3 and welcome back to the video. So let's talk about one of the coolest enchantments which has come to Minecraft in quite some time now, which has to be the Frostwalker enchantment for boots, of course. So if you haven't heard of this, it's basically an enchantment which can be found only through treasure sources. It's really cool. I've done a whole video on that if you want to learn about that, but let's just assume for now you know how to get this enchantment. You're considering whether or not to get it, but the big question you want answered is what is better, the Frostwalker boots, for traveling across water, or is the trusty old boat still the best tool to get around? And today I want to do the full comparison of these two and which one you should use if you want to get across water and stuff, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So hopefully you will enjoy this comparison of the boots versus boats. I like that, let's catch it, yeah? Then like the video and let me know because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like the comparison videos. But with that said, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start by just going through a very basic test, the most important one, which is faster? Is the boat faster, or is it faster to jump along the ice with your Frostwalker boots? Well, if you assume that, you're not going to be willing to jump, because if you ever try to jump on ice with Frostwalker boots, you'll usually end up falling in the water sooner than later. So if you assume that you're just sprinting with your boots and you're just using a boat normally, then the results are kind of interesting, because here is me going on a boat right now, from 50 meters, by the way, exactly 50. So as you can see, I start kind of slow, but very quickly you pick up momentum, and you get to a top speed, which is actually a little bit faster than just normal sprinting. So, it's actually faster to travel water with a boat than it is travel land with a, it's faster to travel water with a boat than it is to travel land with, just normal old feet. But then if we, put our Frostwalker boots on and we do the same, then you're going to see something very interesting, because the fun fact about ice is even though you can use it because it has less friction to get more speed, when you're not running and jumping, like you see, we're actually being slowed down a little bit, which means that even though right now I don't have the exact times of exactly how long it took before and how long it took now, you can now see on screen the difference between the two, and it's about 20 to 25% slower to actually use Frostwalker boots versus just, using a boat. So yeah, the simple answer to the question, which is faster, your Frostwalker boots or a boat, it's still going to be a boat for now, but it's not quite that simple. You might be like, oh, well, that's the video over. I guess I'll keep using these boats because they sure are great, and I love how they break whenever they hit, like, the tiniest piece of paper or something. But the truth is, the boat actually, the boat and the boot kind of debate goes a bit further than this, because most of the time you're traveling water, it's not a simple straight like this. This is an artificial piece of water. You can very clearly tell this isn't a naturally generated lake. So we take like just a really basic, example here, and we're like, okay, then let's go in something that's relatively natural. So here's a similar comparison where we're like, okay, let's take the let's try that again without breaking the boat, but let's take a boat and let's try and do some curves, let's try and do some up and down stuff. And as you can see, even though, the boat has a faster top speed, you can't use it all the time because you've got to slow down to make these corners or you will break the boat, which is a really important, really crucial thing about the current boat. Obviously, the new boat's going to improve it, the one from the next update, I guess it'd be now, but, some boat from the future will improve that, but the current boat we have right now is really tricky to maneuver to do stuff like that. So bear in mind, how long that took. That was like 15 seconds of like awkward, like, oh, I'm almost going to crash. And let's do the exact same comparison now, but with our Frostwalker boots. So as you can see, the exact same thing's going to happen, and this is where the maneuverability advantage comes in, because we can just cross diagonal lines, going, we can just cross it diagonally like that, but not only can we go diagonally and save so much time on something simple, but we can do something else here, which is just ignore the water altogether. So yeah, the really interesting thing about the boat is it only works in water. Fun fact, boats don't work on land, whereas, our boots, they instinctively, just intuitively, just instantly switch from being on the water to on the land, which means I can be here in like half the time. So yeah, even though the boat is faster than the Frostwalker boots offer you way more mobility. So it also gets a bit more complex because although, boats are faster in a straight line than boots normally, there is a second little condition that although most people won't use it, it is important for those of you that travel across water a lot, because basically, right now the argument looks like, okay, well, Frostwalker boots are way better for like traveling on a main, like, kind of continent area, but if you're traveling between massive islands that are hundreds of blocks apart, then the boat looks like it's better. But if you're doing that a lot, and I can't work out a situation where you are, but let's say you really want to travel over water a whole bunch, you want to do it the fastest way possible, well, there's a little bit of another loophole that works in favor of the in favor of the Frostwalker boots, because you can get yourself a 40% boost using the Speed 2 potion. So if you use these every single time you travel across water with your Frostwalker boots, then you can do this, and you can travel about the same speed as a boat. I think it's a tiny bit faster, if not a tiny bit slower, but it's a very similar speed to the boat, and you get that in addition to the fact that you can go much more maneuverable, you can do stuff like, crossover, stuff like that, and that means that, in my opinion, the best way of getting around water, if you don't have potions, it's going to be the boat. If if you want to travel around small islands, it's going to have to be a Frostwalker. But if you have access to potions and you're willing to brew, like, 50 of these so you can get around fast, then the fastest way to get around water, it's going to have to be Frostwalker plus Speed Potion. Because look at this speed. Just look how fast we're going. It's pretty darn amazing, right? So, yeah, there's a fun fact that you might not have known about the Frostwalker versus Boots, or Boots versus Boats. Again, I quite like that little argument. It really does come down to exactly what you're using it for. Frostwalker has some advantages. Frostwalker has some downsides. But I think in general, if you're willing to go out and get this enchantment, get the potions, and go through that stuff, it's a better endgame solution than the current boats. Again, bear in mind this will change after the new boats, the coloured boats of paddles come in, because they don't break so much. They're a bit easier to maneuver, and they even go a tiny bit faster. But for now, the good old boat, which breaks based on contact of everything, is a little bit of a worse decision than Frostwalker if you have the potion. So yeah, there's your little there's your debate broken down. I found it really interesting personally because I was like, well, the boat seems like it's better, but I really hate boats, and I'm glad there is a way in which Frostwalker is equivalent to boats, because yeah, the number of situations that you want to be using boats in is going to be a lot fewer now, hopefully, after this. So yeah, go fishing, go exploring, go trading with villagers, do whatever you need to do to get your Frostwalker, because it is, in most situations, when you have a speed potion, better than a boat. So I hope you did all enjoy today's video. Hope you learned something about something. If you liked it, like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel and lets me know you do like these comparisons. Share the video if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see those daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I guess I'll see you all in the next video. So goodbye.